Hello everyone. In this activity, we will be completing two different types of procedures on the computer. The first procedure is called creating a function. Functions are a type of formula, so they do begin with the equal sign. And if you remember from math class, we will call addition like what is the sum. So when we would like to add an entire column of numbers, you type in equals sum and then you select your range. Sometimes a Google Sheet will give you a recommended range like A1 to A5, so you could click right here, or you could select the range yourself. So if you begin with a parentheses, that tells the computer that you're getting ready to name your range. You click in the first cell, and while your mouse is depressed, you drag all the way down to the bottom and then end your parentheses. It's important when you click and drag that you be in the center of the cell and not the tiny box on the side, since the tiny box on the side is used for copying information. If you imagine a spreadsheet with thousands and thousands of rows, you can really see how the sum function is extremely helpful in comparison to just adding in a formula, because within seconds you can add the thousands of numbers together. The second part of the assignment is to create sheet number 2. This is called a workbook, and a workbook can contain multiple sheets. Right now we only have sheet 1. To create sheet 2, you just need to click on the plus button on the side. So I could actually rename these sheets, like instead of sheet 1, I could call this the example sum function just by kind of double clicking in there. And then over here, I could call this, the actual project. Right now, I'm going to toggle back and forth between the typed out direction sheet and the project here. If you just want to use the video, that is completely fine. Column A7 or cell A7, we are going to type in total of column, and then B, it is numbers 1 through 6. So again, I'm going to go to A7, and I am typing in total of column. Now mine happens to fit in here, but in the instructions they say you can go ahead and resize that column to make sure it fits. And then in here I'm typing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In column C, it's 11 and 23. And then 45 and 67. 89 and 101. The last step we have is to do the sum function. I'm going to show you two ways to do that. The first way is, again, we're going to type in equals sum. This time it does not give me a recommendation because there's more than one number on the page. So again, I'm going to type the parentheses, click on the first in the cell range, and drag down to the bottom and then close my parentheses. Remember, when you're doing parentheses, you do need the shift button. The other way to create this sum function is to go in the upper right hand corner here and looking at the sigma symbol, you notice it's labeled functions. If I click on the drop down arrow, this gives you an idea of all the different functions that are available in Google Sheets. Having worked on Google Sheets or Excel for at least 10 years in a corporate setting, I can tell you that I honestly only know about 25% of Microsoft Excel, but that is still quite a bit. So I don't think there's probably anyone in their workforce that knows all of Excel, because many of these functions, if you look, are different depending on what field you're in, like statistical with chi-squared, financial with depreciation, and some engineering functions as well. So for the most part, you would need to know these functions up here for my class. So if you see the first one here is called the sum function. If I click on that, it goes ahead and it types in the equal sum and the parentheses. So the only thing left for me to do is actually click on that cell range, again clicking in the middle, top down to the bottom, and that names the cell range C1 through C6. You could also type that out. If you did not want to click and drag, you could look at the name and say, okay, that first one is C1. I know through in Google Sheets is a colon. So you could hit Shift and the semicolon button and then name your ending cell, which is C6. If I have a very long list of 1,000 rows, I'm more likely to type, but if it's something short like this, I will normally just click and drag. If you have any questions, let me know. You guys are doing a great job turning in assignments, and I really appreciate it. Have a great day.